We're counting down 10 ultimate bucket list destinations across France, the country that welcomed a record 102 million visitors last year. From turquoise river gorges and prehistoric caves to alpine summits, lavender fields, and tidal island abbeys, each entry earned its rank based on scenery, cultural depth, historic weight, and the kind of memory it leaves behind. Some of these picks will feel familiar. Others might reshape your entire itinerary, but only one destination claimed the #1 spot. Let's begin the countdown at number 10, deep in the limestone canyons of southern France. In the 10th place, the Gorges du Verdon features a nearly 25-kilometer limestone gorge carved by the Verdon River. Often called Europe's Grand Canyon, its sheer rock walls plunge hundreds of meters into striking turquoise water. While its visual power and outdoor activities are exceptional, its remote, car-dependent location and lighter historical footprint anchor it at the beginning of our list. Active travelers can explore the dramatic terrain via the challenging 15-kilometer Blanc-Martel Trail, or drive the panoramic Route des Crites for spectacular canyon viewpoints. Down at the base, Lake St. Croix offers kayaking, paddleboarding, and boat rentals to glide through the brilliant blue water. Nearby, the perched village of Moustier-Sainte-Marie introduces a famed pottery tradition dating back to the 17th century. A proper visit takes 1 or 2 days between May and September, when the weather is warm and roads are fully clear. Because the region is remote, a rental car is necessary. Early morning starts, plentiful drinking water, and sun protection are essential for anyone heading out to tackle the canyon floor. Number 9. The Dordogne offers an extraordinary layering of history and gastronomy, though its rural distances and lower international profile place it here. This region preserves prehistoric memory at Lascaux 4, an exact replica of the original cave, which has been sealed since 1963 to protect its ancient wall paintings. Nearby, Sarlat-la Canada retains 77 protected monuments along its medieval streets, saved from modernization by national preservation laws in 1962. High above the river, the imposing stone walls of Chateau de Baynac command views of the water below. Travelers often explore this stretch of water by canoe, paddling past limestone cliffs and stopping to sample local specialties like black truffles, goose foie gras, and cold-pressed walnut oil, a trade dating back to the 17th century. To fully experience these historic treasures and culinary traditions, visitors should plan for a 3-day trip in late spring or early autumn, when the weather remains mild and the summer crowds have cleared. Because the sites are spread across rolling hills, renting a car is highly recommended. Number 8. Alsace offers a concentrated blend of French and Germanic cultures, written directly into its half-timbered architecture, local dialects, and culinary heritage. This borderland region shifts dramatically with the seasons, reaching its visual and cultural peak in winter, when historic towns transform into festive gathering spaces. Strasbourg's historic Christkindlesmarkt, dating back to 1570, and Colmar's compact pedestrian streets become sensory hubs filled with the aromas of hot mulled wine, gingerbread, and freshly baked bredel cookies. Outside the main cities, the scenic wine route winds through historic villages like Riviera and Aiguille, where medieval timber walls stand against rolling vineyard hills. On these tables, regional dishes feature robust sausages and slow-cooked choucroute, paired with local dry Rieslings and Gewürztraminers. This culinary tradition reflects centuries of shared European history, blending French cooking techniques with hearty Germanic ingredients. Because these famous markets are seasonal rather than year-round, travelers should plan a focused 2-day itinerary, ideally during the first 2 weeks of December, when the festive atmosphere is fully realized, but before the heaviest winter crowds arrive. This exceptional cultural distinctiveness and straightforward rail access justify its ranking, even if its ultimate experience is highly seasonal. Number 7. Corsica offers an intense combination of rugged coastlines, mountainous terrain, and a distinct island identity. This Mediterranean territory preserves its endangered native language alongside ancient oral traditions, such as the Pagella, a 3-voice polyphonic singing style recognized by UNESCO for its cultural value. Along its sheer southern tip, the historic city of Bonifacio stands directly atop dramatic white limestone cliffs, defended by 700 meters of medieval Genoese ramparts, 14 defensive batteries, and the historic Bastion de l'Étendard. Further up the western coast, the striking red stone of the Calanque de Piana contrasts with clear seas and sandy beaches. In the capital of Ajaccio, the legacy of Napoleon Bonaparte shapes local landmarks, while inland, the rugged granite peaks host the GR20, where hikers are restricted to designated wilderness refuges. This demanding 180-kilometer trail is widely regarded as Europe's most challenging long-distance trek, climbing 28,000 meters across 16 distinct stages. Experiencing this geographic diversity requires 5 to 7 days, utilizing flights or seasonal ferries, which allow travelers to transport camping fuel canisters for remote treks alongside a rental car to manage the narrow, winding mountain roads. May to June and September provide optimal weather and thinner crowds. While its visual variety and cultural character are exceptional, the physical distances and complex transport logistics anchor Corsica here. Number 6. Nice and the French Riviera combine a classic Mediterranean seafront atmosphere with old town life, Belle Epoque architecture, and historic culinary roots. Nice grew into a global resort during the 19th century, a legacy still written into the grand hotels and villas lining the famous Promenade des Anglais along the Baie des Anges. Nice recorded exceptional tourism in 2025, with overall hotel occupancy hitting 75%, climbing to 91% during the peak summer months. In Vieux Nice, Italianate and Baroque influences dominate the historic churches, where local markets offer traditional culinary specialties. Outside of Nice, neighboring coastal towns like Cannes, Antibes, and Menton supply different regional personalities, preventing the coast from being viewed only as a luxury retreat. Menton offers quiet pastel border charm, while Antibes features ancient stone ramparts. With approximately 300 sunny days annually, the coast maintains strong year-round appeal. The international airport handled over 15 million passengers, reflecting the region's high accessibility. This excellent connectivity and broad appeal justify its high placement, even if the coast lacks the extreme geographic drama found in the high Alps. First-time visitors can use Nice as a base for a stay of 3 to 4 days. Traveling during May, June, September, or October provides the ideal balance, offering warm weather with far less summer pressure. Number 5. Chamonix and the Aiguille du Midi offer non-mountaineers direct access to the incredible scale of the French Alps, while maintaining a strong connection to early climbing history. From the valley floor, an aerial cable car climbs a record-breaking 2,807 vertical meters in just 20 minutes. The journey terminates at the upper station of the Aiguille du Midi, standing at 3,842 meters above sea level. From this high-altitude terrace, visitors gain sweeping views of Mont Blanc, Western Europe's highest peak at 4,808 meters. This view connects modern travelers directly to the birth of alpine mountaineering, tracing back to the first recorded ascent of Mont Blanc in 1786 by Jacques Balmat and Michel Gabriel Paccard. Today, visitors can experience the step into the void glass box, suspended over a 1,000-meter drop, walk along outdoor glacier viewing platforms, or watch guided mountaineers depart into the snow. The surrounding valley serves as a year-round hub for summer hiking, winter skiing, and mountaineering. To account for sudden weather shifts, altitude adaptation, and seasonal maintenance schedules, travelers should dedicate 3 to 4 days in the region. This spectacular alpine access and rich historical legacy define Chamonix, though heavy reliance on clear skies and lift operations means itinerary plans must remain highly flexible. Number 4. The Loire Valley presents a grand, coherent Renaissance setting shaped by centuries of royal and aristocratic power. Spanning a lush river basin, this region contains more than 300 historic chateaux, with roughly 100 opening their doors to the public today. Each estate offers a distinct architectural personality and historical narrative. Chambord commands attention with its monumental scale, featuring hundreds of columns and the famous central double helix staircase designed to prevent ascending and descending guests from crossing paths. In contrast, Chenonceau stretches gracefully across the Cher River, its elegant arches serving both as a grand gallery and a physical bridge over the water. Nearby, the Chateau of Villandry displays carefully structured formal gardens, while Close Loose preserves the quiet rooms where Leonardo da Vinci spent his final years working under royal patronage. This incredible density of art and design earns the valley its status as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, drawing approximately 3.3 million visitors every year. The region operates as an expansive, multi-site exploration. Travelers often dedicate 4 days to fully explore the territory, using regional rail networks from Paris, combined with a rental car or scenic cycling paths to travel between the dispersed estates. Visiting during May and June rewards travelers with mild weather and gardens in full bloom. This exceptional cultural depth, architectural variety, and straightforward transit access establish it as an essential priority for any complete French itinerary. Number 3. Provence pairs ancient stone monuments with a working agricultural cycle, offering some of the most striking colors in southern Europe. The region is widely known for its lavender fields, which bloom during a brief summer window from mid-June to mid-July. This purple crop follows different rhythms depending on altitude. On the lower altitude Valensole Plateau, the lavender peaks early in July, while the higher fields of the Sous Plateau bloom later, extending the season into August. Past the classic photography stops, this harvest supports a local economy of traditional distilleries, essential oils, artisan soaps, and honey production. Provence offers deep cultural history alongside its seasonal agricultural beauty. In Arles, visitors can walk through a preserved Roman amphitheater, an ancient theater, and the Allescamps necropolis. Avignon preserves the monumental Gothic architecture of the Palais des Papes, which served as the seat of Western Christianity in the 14th century. Nearby, Aix-en-Provence connects visitors directly to the life and work of painter Paul Cézanne, who captured the limestone peak of Mont-Saint-Victoire in dozens of canvases. This combination of Roman engineering, medieval power, and art history gives the region a cultural richness that extends far past its agricultural fame. Because weather and altitude can cause harvest dates and festival schedules to shift, travelers should spend about 5 days in the area and verify local conditions before arrival. Early July generally offers the strongest chance for the brightest fields, though the timing requires careful checking. This balance of ancient Roman sites, artistic roots, and high-impact seasonal agriculture establishes Provence as an essential priority, even if its peak visual appeal is highly seasonal. In second place, Mont-Saint-Michel rises from a windswept bay on the Normandy coast, where a medieval abbey, a millennium of pilgrimage, and a dramatic tidal environment converge. The site's religious history dates to an 8th century chapel dedicated to the Archangel Michael, before Benedictine monks established a permanent settlement in 966. Over the following decades, builders constructed the Romanesque Abbey Church between 1023 and 1084, anchoring a complex that expanded through the Gothic era. Alongside its spiritual role, the mount served as a military fortress during the Hundred Years' War and was later utilized as a state prison after the French Revolution, adding historical significance to its iconic stone ramparts. This monument, recognized by UNESCO in 1979, is defined by its relationship with the sea. The surrounding bay experiences Europe's most extreme tidal range, shifting up to 14 or 15 meters between low and high water. When the tidal coefficient surpasses 110, the rising waters completely submerge the modern access bridge, transforming the mount into a true island for several hours. This natural spectacle draws millions of annual visitors, but it also demands caution. The tide rises rapidly, accompanied by unpredictable areas of quicksand across the wet flats and fast-moving water that can reach speeds of 6 kilometers per hour. Consequently, anyone wishing to walk across the sandy bay must hire certified local guides who monitor these water patterns. To experience this destination, history travelers, photographers, and first-time visitors should plan a full day or an overnight stay, ideally during spring or autumn when crowds are manageable and weather is mild. Consulting the official tide tables is vital for both safety and timing, allowing photographers to catch the monument floating at high tide and hikers to appreciate the massive scale of the empty bay at low tide. And finally, in first place, Paris and the Eiffel Tower provide the ultimate mix of world-renowned landmarks, deep history, and neighborhoods that reward both first-time and returning travelers. Built as the centerpiece of the 1889 Exposition Universelle to mark the centennial of the French Revolution, Construction began in January 1887 and concluded in March 1889. Around 500 workers assembled the 330-meter lattice from approximately 18,000 prefabricated iron components using watertight caissons along the Seine. Though early critics denounced it as a monstrous eyesore, it quickly became the definitive symbol of modern France, drawing 6.75 million paid visitors in 2025. Today, French domestic travelers make up about 21% of these guests, while Europeans represent 45%. Watching the tower sparkle with thousands of lights for 5 minutes every hour at night remains one of the world's great travel moments. The Seine and the historic Ile de la Cité serve as natural paths through the oldest urban layers, leading to the Louvre area where medieval, royal, and imperial history overlap. The Louvre itself stands as a monument to centuries of royal power, now housing thousands of historic masterpieces that draw art lovers from around the globe. Visitors can glide past these architectural wonders on seasonal riverboats or stroll along the stone banks. Nearby, the wide Haussmann boulevards represent the grand 19th century urban transformation that reshaped the capital. To experience this diverse destination, plan to spend at least 5 days exploring the city. Booking tickets months in advance and opting for early starts are critical strategies, particularly during the busy summer. As a highly accessible transit hub, Paris serves as the perfect year-round starting point for any French journey. If you want to discover more incredible travel destinations, subscribe to the channel for our weekly guides. Across all 10 entries, one truth emerges. France's greatest destinations are shaped by the elements. These iconic places aren't static museum pieces. They are living environments that force us to adapt to their natural rhythms. That active connection is what transforms a simple trip into a lifelong memory. If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe for more ultimate travel rankings.